I'm just gonna show you a video of how many animals I have in the car. So we have one fully grown 2-year-old or 1.5-year-old corgi. Hello. We have a fully grown large Pomeranian. We have 2 6-month-old kittens. Shh, stop trying to get in with them. We have 7 kittens in a shoebox.
They're 4 days old.
They're 4 or 5 days old. We have the mummy cat who's trying to go, oh really, I'll fit in there. We have our new puppy. That's Frankie. Introduce my little baby. This is a 7-week-old Pomeranian miniature. She's a teacup.
And a pretty, what do they call it? Pretty
Baby face.
Doll face.
Doll face. Okay, doll face.
Down pat.
And then behind me, oh, don't whack him. Behind me, I have Rayman, which is our other small puppy. Kitten. Rayman's a kitten.
6-month-old, I
A
think.
6-month-old kitten. And then this is Boy Cat, our original Boy Cat. I think one of the first videos I did was me picking up Boy Cat. And I'm like, we picked up Boy Cat and Girl Cat. I'm pretty sure I named them Vincent and Lady at the time, but Boy Cat and Girl Cat was just so much
It just
more easy.
always fits, doesn't it?
It just fits. And then we got Grey Man because he's grey and it's also an army term, so it fitted really well. And then we have the twins down there, which is that one there's actually deaf. That's why we have to put a bell on her because we can never find her when she runs off. So we put a bell on her. And this one,
I think we called her.
I think we ended up calling her Lady.
Yeah.
And
She's a little lady.
the other one Pixie.
Mm-mm.
And then we have Duke, Patty, Girl Cat, little maggots in a bucket. The first day they were born, you can't let them get cold. And so Girl Cat was obviously there, laying there, and they were all suckling. We put a blanket on them, and they're all wriggling like this. I'm like, it looks like there's maggots in there.
A little bag of maggots.
A little bag of maggots. They've gotten a bit bigger, like they're. I think they might be opening their eyes. Nope, they're still. Oh, almost. That's a very small kitten. Don't touch it.
Please don't make it small.
And there's the little puppy over there. And then there's Boy Cat. And this Grey Man, he's not Boy Cat's son, but he's very lovely to. Boy Cat's very lovely to Grey Man, even
Lucky
though.
enough to get him at like 6 weeks.
Yeah,
And
so.
our kittens were 6 weeks.
Yeah, our
weren't
kittens
they?
were 6 weeks. We got him at 6 weeks.
And within 24 hours, he was suckling off Mummy Cat.
Yep. What I did was I got all of the kittens and I rubbed them all over him, so he had the scent of her babies. And then it was so funny. The first time she's like, they're relaxing, they're all drinking, and she looks down. And it's like, there is another cat's kitten suckling me. And she jumped up, hissed at him a bit, gave him a little whack, went back to sleep, and he continued suckling. And they were mummy and puppy forever.
Yeah. So what was your point of your video today, apart from the animals?
Oh, well, the animals is my 5-minute intro is where all the animals are sitting in the car. There's no particularly strange cloud formations today.
What about the we just did a little brainstorm
Yes.
about why like all our lockdowns. I don't know, maybe you could put in the comments what time your lockdowns start, but here in Australia,
Here in Australia, they start. The first time we heard about it was like March, April last year. They locked down, like, the first lockdown started, and they said, from this date at midnight, you won't be able to, go out and do this. You won't be able to sit down at restaurants or whatever the first wave was, and then continued on. But every
just thought,
time
what a
it was
weird-
midnight.
What a weird thing, every single time. And so we just had another lockdown in Melbourne. And that was 11:59. Anytime after 11:59, you can't be found outside your house.
Wow.
And so
Yep.
we started thinking about it, didn't we? Like,
Yeah.
how is midnight? And then we started thinking fairy tales.
Disney movies. And like when you're a kid and you're watching fairy tale movies and stuff like that, and the deadline to get somewhere, complete a task, mission, the magic runs out at midnight.
Turn into from a fairy princess to a pumpkin.
Yeah, like that sort of thing. If you don't achieve this, whatever, their
Yeah,
goal
yeah.
is. You know, you'll turn back into an old hag.
You turn into a pumpkin.
Or you go from a pretty princess to a maid.
Yes,
or however
isn't that
it works.
amazing that we worked that out?
Yeah, it's,
I've never heard
and
that anywhere else.
I've never heard anyone mention it, and I've thought it a couple of times, like, that is just, like, really childish.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah,
That's
it's almost
really
like a
childish.
little game or something.
Mm.
And, you know, because like Halloween and a lot of things happen at
Yeah.
that time, you know, ghouly things and portals and
Yeah, absolutely.
And then we realised, hey, every single fairy tale has got something about
80.
midnight. 80, yeah, doing 80.
Okay.
It's got something about midnight, and it's not just like, oh, look at that, it's midnight. It's something like you imagine in the, I mean, I guess the most common one is Cinderella,
Yeah.
and they're really racing, and oh my gosh, oh, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Oh no, I've got to go.
Yeah, exactly. No explanations, nothing makes sense, just panic.
Yeah, just panic. It's like, why? And it's like, because the magic runs out at midnight. So what is it that's making
Them want to
Yeah.
make it all about midnight. Like,
Yeah.
are
So
they
it's
really?
gotta be-
Are they Disney fans?
Yeah, maybe they are. So maybe that's part of the spell, part of the magic, black magic.
Another one I remember is Sleeping Beauty. It's like, you know, she'll prick her finger before midnight on her 16th birthday or something, and go to sleep forever because we're all just sleeping.
Yeah, because we're just sleeping.
Yeah.
But I thought that was really interesting
Yeah.
when you were telling me about that. It's really
Yeah,
good.
no, it's a new thing I've been thinking about, and it might sound like nothing when you hear it, like, oh yeah, that's obvious, but really, it's not. If you don't hear it, you know, you wouldn't really
Here
think
it's
of
like,
it.
oh yeah, it's like a fairy tale. But this isn't a fairy tale. This is a nightmare. This is not, you know, fairy as in, ghouly fairy.
Yeah, more like an adult horror movie.
Yes, which is what this is. What
This
the
is
Pogo
literally what this is. It's a
Oh,
freaking
right.
nightmare. Also, if you die from the vaccine, Kitten has decided it wants to go up and sit on the dash. If you die from the vaccine, you will be marked as a COVID death.
Yes. And we just read today, which we all know. I mean, even if you've got half an awakened brain cell, you've known since January, February last year, which we, you know, had the stark reality, and now everything's like, yeah, we already thought of that, predicted it, whatever. It's not really a prediction, it's just knowing these idiots are so transparent that you're going to have to get this app on your phone to be able to get into the supermarket, etc. And if you haven't got the vaccine, then you're not going to have the
Not allowed to be entered.
allowed. It's like
Yeah, I said, I think years and years ago, probably 2018, I said, you know, Mum, one day we're not going to be able to travel between borders. I'm like, scratch that. We're not going to be able to travel between, like, shires or, you know, city limits.
Yeah.
You know, if you live in this region, I live in that region, which is like
municipality.
a
don't they, they call it?
municipality,
And Shire.
shire.
They've got them around here. It's like, you know, the town we live in is Grafton, but it's in the Shire of
The Clarence Valley.
the Clarence Valley. But we've never heard anything called Clarence Valley. And you like come to a big sign and it'll say you are now entering the Clarence Valley. You go, that's just dumb. You're in
Yeah.
the middle of the forest.
Yeah,
What does
so
that
now
mean?
I was saying I reckon that they're going to stop it. They're going to make it so that you cannot travel within your shire or your region or, you know, your small area. So if you live in the Clarence Valley, you can't go to the Richmond Valley, which is the next valley
Yeah.
across. It's not really a valley, it's just a town with a bunch of farms
no
around
one
it.
says, oh, I'm going to the Clarence Valley today.
I'm going to
They say I'm
Grafton.
going to Grafton.
Where are you going? Oh, I'm going to...
Goodness me, that was a bit...
We just had a cat try and jump out the window. So no one says we're going to the Clarence Valley. Just 1 second. Yeah. Now the puppy's like, let me get up there.
I'd
No
like to get up there
way.
too. The good thing is puppy doesn't have claws.
Yeah, the puppies.
So this is the first time we've ever had all
the animals inside.
in
So
the car.
I said like 3, maybe 4 years ago that I reckon that we won't be able to travel between our areas.
Yeah.
You know, because I remember watching. I think everything comes from a movie, but the movie called series called Dark Angel, where they had sectors, and you won't be able to allow.
Watching.
Yeah, it's really entertaining. I mean, it might be a bit old, you know, daggy or something, but it's very entertaining. Anyway, so we're watching this, and they had all these like the sectors, and if you had like committed a crime or you didn't pay a bill, your pass was taken off you, so you couldn't get to the shopping centre, which is the same as like Hunger Games or whatever, all the same thing. You can't move freely between not just states but like regions.
Yeah.
Anyway, that was my thought.
Yeah,
and now then the states started locking down. I'm like, next thing you're not going to be, if you live in this region, you live in the Clarence Valley region, you can't go to the Richmond Valley region, and if you're caught in the Richmond Valley region, then you're in trouble. So,
which is kind of like how it is now, because if you are.
Well, I remember we were driving up from Tassie last year, when it all started, and people were like, we went to stop for fuel, and people were like, why have you got Tassie plates? What are you doing up here? And it's like, I don't know, coming up here, and they're like, they said they didn't want to service at the petrol station because we were from out of town and we were taking all of the petrol from the locals. We're like, wow.
Last of the great interceptors. Yeah, she hates that.
It was cool the first 1,000,000,000 times, and now she just says it in front of people. Like, actually, it's like, I hope you're saying that in a sarcastic tone.
No.
She thinks it's cool. Anyway.
Have you ever driven a GT Falcon, HO, Blueprint, Shakers, 20 exhaust, 351 engine, with a worked head cam? Have you ever driven one of those?
No, Mum, because it's dangerous. And they go really fast. You know how many people die a year?
My gosh, she's embarrassing.
Because those cars... How many people died in the Cobras?
Have you ever heard of everyone, 600 people?
That's what I
They
mean.
made 600. Yeah, but they had a farm, didn't they? Not like you, old granny fart.
At least I'll make it to 30.
Wow. And how much fun will that have been? You would have had as much fun before I had when I was like 7.
We have this conversation. She's like, God, I need to get somewhere quicker, and she'll speed up to like 80 miles. I'm like, you're going so fast. She's like, shut up, Grandma.
But that's how much they can program you. Like, I remember when she was a little baby, and maybe 5 or 6, and we were on our own land, and we were moving from just one side of our property to the other, maybe half a k. And we got in the car, and then you said, you put your seatbelt on. I said, what are you doing? You said, put my seatbelt on. I was like, you don't need to. We're only going a very short distance. She goes, yeah, but I still need. I said, no, you don't. If
It's
you're
just
on
an
your own
automatic
property,
motion.
I just